Welcome back to today's news recap, where we cover the top stories making headlines right now. From natural disasters on the horizon to major political and economic developments, we've got a lot to cover today. Let's jump right in. Hurricane Milton forces evacuations and tornadoes in Florida. Tampa Mayor Jane Castor is urging residents to evacuate as Hurricane Milton approaches Florida's west coast. The storm, expected to make landfall late Wednesday, is bringing winds up to 129 km/h and a storm surge of 10 to 15 feet. Mayor Castor warned that residents who choose to stay are risking their lives, saying, "If you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die." The storm is projected to be the first major hurricane to hit Tampa in over a century. In preparation, mandatory evacuations have been issued, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has suspended tolls on major highways to assist with the evacuation process. This comes just days after Hurricane Helene, another Category 4 storm, devastated parts of Florida. Authorities are sounding the alarm about the potential for widespread flooding and catastrophic wind damage. Meanwhile, as Hurricane Milton approaches, two large tornadoes have already touched down in the state. The tornadoes crossed Interstate 75 in the Florida Everglades and are moving north. The National Weather Service is warning residents to brace for additional tornadoes in the coming days as the storm nears landfall. U.S. government reports $1.8 trillion budget deficit for 2024. The Congressional Budget Office, CBO, released a report revealing that the U.S. government ran a $1.8 trillion budget deficit for the fiscal year 2024, primarily driven by increased spending. In simple terms, the U.S. brought in about $4.9 trillion in revenue, but spent $6.8 trillion, leading to this significant deficit. Breaking it down, the largest expenses include Social Security at $1.4 trillion, interest payments on the national debt at $950 billion, and defense spending at $826 billion. The U.S. debt now stands at an astonishing $35.6 trillion, or about $278 per taxpayer. As interest rates remain high, the cost of borrowing continues to rise, with interest payments seeing a 34% increase from last year alone. Biden sets 10-year deadline to replace lead pipes in U.S. cities. President Joe Biden announced a plan to replace all lead pipes in U.S. cities within the next 10 years, aiming to ensure safe drinking water across the country. Speaking in Milwaukee, Biden emphasized the dangers of lead in water, calling the continued use of lead pipes shameful. The new Environmental Protection Agency, EPA rule lowers the acceptable level of lead in drinking water from 15 parts per billion to 10 parts per billion, an important step toward cleaner water. Cities like Milwaukee are already using federal funds to replace lead pipes, but the overall cost of this nationwide effort will be much higher than what's currently allocated. Although Biden highlighted federal grants and funding available to help cities comply, many expect that consumers will likely see higher water bills as municipalities work to meet the new standards. Google considers nuclear energy for data centers amid AI demand. As data center energy demands skyrocket due to AI technology, Google is considering nuclear energy as a potential solution. CEO Sundar Pichai revealed that the company is exploring small modular nuclear reactors, SMRs, as part of its strategy to achieve net zero emissions by 2030. Other tech giants like Amazon and Microsoft are also looking into nuclear options to meet their energy needs, with Amazon recently securing a $650 million deal with a nuclear power plant. With data center electricity consumption expected to double by 2026, Google is also investing in solar and geothermal energy, but nuclear remains a key part of the company's future energy strategy. Waffle House closes Tampa locations ahead of Hurricane Milton. Waffle House, a chain known for staying open during even the worst weather conditions, has closed its Tampa-area locations ahead of Hurricane Milton. The closures are part of the Waffle House Index, an informal system used by FEMA and emergency services to gauge the severity of storms. Right now, the chain is at red status, meaning its locations in Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Fatehs. Myers are fully closed due to the impending storm. Hurricane Milton is expected to bring severe winds and storm surges, and Waffle House's decision to close these locations signals just how dangerous this storm could be. The company's closure comes on the heels of Hurricane Helene's destruction in the region just days ago. That's all for today's news recap. As Hurricane Milton approaches, we'll keep you updated on its developments and more stories as they unfold. Make sure to stay safe, especially if you're in the storm's path, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates, and we'll see you next time.